Hi.
Hi, are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now. Hi.
Hi, are you sure you can prepare for product based companies through this course?
Yes, sitting at home?
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today we would be interviewing Kashyap Panchani and I would be the interviewer. So now, without any further ado, let us welcome Kashyap Panchani. Hi Kashyap, how are you?
Yeah, hello, sir. I'm absolutely fine, sir.
Okay, fair enough. So can I have a bit introduction about you?
Yeah, so my name is Kashyap Panchani. I'm in third year of my college. I'm pursuing BTech from DIICT Gandhinagar. I'm competitive programmer. I've been doing competitive programming for 1 year. I'm expert on code forces and five-star coder on CodeSet.
Okay. So can you talk a bit about your projects?
Yeah, so as a competitive programmer, I don't make any. I didn't make more too many projects. Like yeah, I do have some knowledge of HTML and CSS, so I make one project integrated these three languages: HTML, CSS, and C++.
Okay, fair enough. So what was the project all about?
Yeah, so it was called intercity travels, basically bus reservation system. So where you can book a ticket or cancel ticket in advance, also by creating an account or login. And whenever you booked any ticket, so in your default browser, I introduced HTML and CSS. So in your default browser, one window pop up and it's showing the detail of all of your ticket.
Okay. Fair enough. So now we would be having our DSA round where
Yeah.
I would be giving you questions and it would consist of around one or two questions, and if the time persists we would be moving forward with the third question, and in between if you require helps you can ask me and explain your solution as much as possible so that
Yeah.
you would get to know what are your explanation skills, because it matters a lot. Suppose you are 5 star on code chef, that means that you are good with data structures and algorithms, but it entirely depends how much you are able to
Yeah.
deliver.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
try to explain as much as possible so that the audience would be benefited from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Okay, so I have floated you a doc link. Open the doc link, turn off all your notifications, and share your screen. And I
Yeah.
would add it to
Okay.
the screen. आज
Let
कमेंट
me
में
see.
कोई buzz नहीं है. Yeah, I would be adding it. Just open the doc. No buzz in the comment today. Okay, fair enough. So just above the summary there is an arrow that is there. Just remove that arrow.
Sorry.
Just above the summary where it is written on the left hand side.
Um.
Oh yeah, just below it, below it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So just increase the font size. I would increase the font size. No worries. Okay. So now in this question, you are given two singly linked lists of size n and m. Okay,
Okay.
and
Right.
you need to
Yes.
write a program to get to the point. where two linked lists intersect each other. Okay, so I would just paste the question so that you would get proper hint of it. Yeah, this is the question. And and if you want the test case, this is the test case. Suppose the first linked list given is 3, 6, 9, 15, and 30, and the next given linked list is 10, 15, and 30. In the first point of intersection is 15, and the output to this would be 15 itself. So
Okay.
am I clear with this?
Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Okay. So now you can start solving. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, Ekshire. You can ask whatever you want. Yeah, I would keep talking throughout. You are solving. You're talking. You are taking time to think. Okay, don't.
Yeah. Okay. So like let's talk about brute force approach first. So like in brute force, like if you talk about this test case, so what we can do, we can take head of this first linked list and we can take head of this second linked list, right? So we can iterate one loop so that like if in this case 3 is not equal to 10, right? So we can move head to next and we can uh, say, okay, so like yeah, we can do head. Yeah, so first, okay, just a second, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, so like in brute force approach, what we can do is that we can take 3 and we can take one second node as a head of this point, right? So and we just have to increase this first pointer, not second pointer. So like if we are at 3, then this is not equal to 10, so we can increase the second pointer to 6, right? So and we are at 6 and we can compare like it's 10. So still this is not equal, so we can move next. So this is 9, still this is not equal. So, we can move to 15 and then we can check, sorry, we can, if we have 9 here, then we can check whether its next is equal to this next or not, because wherever the linked list intersects there is a one node whose next is similar, right? So
Okay,
in this case 9 and 10, two pointers are there whose next is similar, so we can do that thing.
but suppose the
Yeah.
second linked list
Yeah,
is
so we can
3.
we have to reverse this process for second linked list also. Like if
But
this
suppose the
this
intersection
linked list
point
is bigger,
is a little bit
if
far.
this linked list is longer than, sorry.
Suppose the second linked list is a little bit
Yeah.
far away. Suppose it is not the next one. Like, see, in this given example,
Yeah,
the
yes,
tens
yes,
next
I
was
got
the
it.
intersection point. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
yes,
would you
yes,
handle
yes,
that?
yes, I got it. So we have to check every indexes, right? So we first fix this index, right? So we can check. We first fix this index, then we have to fix 15, then we have to fix 30. So like if we fix 10, right? So what we can do, we have to traverse first pointer to the end, and we can check 3 is not equal to 10, 6 is not equal to 10, 9 is not equal to 10, 15 is not equal to 10, 30 is not equal to 10. So 10 is not in the part of our answer. So in the and similarly we have to check for 6 also. So 6, yeah, so similarly we fix 15. Now we can check 3 is not equal to 15, 6 is not equal to 15, 9 is not equal to 15. Yeah, here 15 is equal to 15. So we can say that, yeah, this is the answer. So we have to fix any node, all the node, by the way. So all the node from one linked list. So its overall time complexity is order of n1 into n2, where n1 is size of first linked list and n2 is size of second linked list. So yeah, it's a brute force approach, and space complexity is order of one. So we are not taking any other nodes. Uh, and what we can do to optimize it, yeah,
Okay. So there are some small things that I want to tell you. The size of the link list given is n into n. It is not n1 into n2. So just keep this in
yeah,
mind.
yeah, so,
Okay, fair
yeah,
enough. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Fair enough. So now moving forward to this, if you what are you what summing up the same thing what told by Kashyap is, he would hold up a node and then he would iterate on the second linked list. Then he would hold the second node and he would iterate on the next linked list, and then he would hold the third node and he would iterate on the third linked list. And the point where that both would merge would be the first point at which it would be the merging point. Am I right, Kashyap? Or I
yeah, yes,
interpreted it some, you know?
no, no,
Okay.
no, it's totally.
Now, why it is big of n square? It is big of n
So
square
yeah,
because
yes, sir.
for each node we are iterating on all of the
Um,
nodes of the next linked list.
Next,
So
yes,
we are doing this for all the nodes. So the time
yeah,
complexity is n cross n.
and
Okay, fair enough. As we are doing this
yeah,
only with the help of loops, so the space complexity is big of 1. Okay, so
yeah,
the time complexity is big of n square. Can
yeah,
you
yes.
improve over the time complexity thing?
Yeah, sure, sure. So what we can do here is that we can make size of the linked list equal. So from the last one, right? So this size is first linked list has size 5 and second linked list has size 3, right? So we have to reduce this first size. How we can reduce this? So we can remove this one. So not remove, like just point to the next one, right? So now size is become 4. So then we can improve our head to this pointer 9. So now size is 3 and 3, right? So like
Okay.
if you talk about intersection, so of course there is intersection at the end, right? So if intersection was at beginning, so we have to remove that last pointer. So here it is at the end, so we have to remove the upper half. So upper, not upper half, but upper nodes of first linked list or second linked list, which have size larger than second one. So now we can do like our linked list has become 9, 15, and 30, and second linked list has value 10, 15, and 30. So yeah, intersection has at the same level. So we can check 9 is equal to 10. No, so we have to move further in both the cases. So we have to move here 15 and here 15. So yeah, we can see that 15 is
Okay.
equal in both cases.
Fair enough. So now I have pasted
Yeah,
a function below your image. So let me first
yeah,
explain the approach that you are trying to tell. So what Kashyap, you can keep coding. You can start your coding part. So now what Kashyap is trying to tell is, as the difference lies in the height, so it would be kind of like this. Okay, this thing, like this would be the first linked list and this would be the second linked list. So what we can do is we can just equalize the height. So if the height is equalized, then we would start moving in the same arena, and in the point where we would intersect, we would say that this is the point of intersection. Okay, so how to do that? We would first calculate the height. We would travel the difference in the height, and the first point where they would be meeting would be the point that would be the intersection. Okay, do we have the intersection element? Yeah, the intersection element. Yeah, it's fair enough. So I would just paste it so that you would also have a proper idea. So the intersection way remains the same. You can get the data of the data of the node by using the arrow function of data, and the next one is the next function. The same way. Okay, Shubham Chaudhary, can you please confirm whose voice is cracking? Because for me, it's Kashyap's voice sometimes that is cracking. But still, can you confirm that it is mine or him? Okay, then it's a- Yeah, Mudit same. So we have a lot of people. Okay, yeah, his voice. Yeah, fair enough. No, both voices clear. Yeah, that's why I didn't interrupted him. I saw that sometimes his voice is cracking. Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. So we have 72 people live here. Okay. So tell me the place from where you are seeing the stream. Tell me the city. Tell me the city from which you are seeing the stream. Everyone. Now currently I am at my home. So I am streaming from Dhanbad. That is in Jharkhand. Pune, Kolkata. Okay. I was in Kolkata. Came to home because of some break. Delhi, Bangalore. Okay. Okay. AP, Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad. Others. Let me see. On goal. It is from where? Ghaziabad, Mumbai. Okay. We have people from different parts of the India. Still in India. Okay. What about others? Okay. Jammu. Bhavin is from Gujarat. Ayush is from Jammu. Mumbai. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see what Kashyap is doing. Okay, he's writing his code. I would try to make his code in the next page. Kashyap, I'm making your code in the next page, okay? So that you can
Yeah.
also write in peace. Yeah. I'm from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Okay. Groot is from Haryana. Okay. By the way, your name is cute. Groot. The image is also of Groot. Old guard killer. This is a funny name. Okay. Can we insert elements of L2 in a set and then traverse until we find a name in the set? Yes, absolutely we can do that. We can use a hash map. We can use a hash map. And this time complexity and the space complexity of this approach would lie in between the brute force and the most optimized one. The one on the one which is coded by Kashyap at the moment, it is the most optimized one, and the brute force one he has explained, and the solution of this. Okay, this is the next one. In which company you are, sir? Currently, I'm interning at Geeks. Currently, I'm interning at Geeks. I'm still in my college. Just graduated from third year. Just having my sem break after 6 sem. Can you explain the optimized code? Okay, can you explain the optimized once again, please? Yeah, do you don't need to say me, please. I would explain it. So, see, this is kind of like this. The first one, see, like this, and then this is the intersection point. So this difference is creating all the problem. So what he is doing is he is first he is first making the distance equal. Then after this distance is equal, this v thing from y to v, then he is traversing from the both the point. Okay, and then the first point where they are intersecting, this is the point where it is the intersection point. Okay, I'm from Bangalore. Okay, Abhay Dubey. Language type is a big concern for DSA or not? No, it is not. No, it is not. From Bokaro, Jharkhand. Okay, myself too from Jharkhand. I'm from Dhanbad, Jharkhand, but I study in Kolkata.
Yeah, yes, sir. I think it's done.
Okay, fair enough. So now let us. So can you paste your code that is given in the private chat? Go to the link given in the private chat and paste the code there. Tips for Google on 9th July. They give a lot of question on binary search. Two pointers. Give give your basics right. Keep your basics right. Most of the product based companies, they try to attack on your basics. Don't mug up questions. They would attack on your basics. Trust me. How to utilize this remaining days? So see, first see all the important things that are needed. So if you are missing out on any important thing that is absolutely necessary, complete that necessary thing. If you have already completed the necessary things, then don't try to learn any unusual topic that has appeared less frequently. Okay? So do practice on over all the frequent things and try to master everything. I have purchased a DSA course from GFG. Okay, great. What do you suggest for TCS NQT for tomorrow? Tomorrow TCS NQT, dynamic programming or graph problem would be there. Might be a scenario. The basics mean data structure. Yeah, basics mean data structure. The basic data structures.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's part.
Okay, fair enough. Now, can you please explain your code?
Yeah, yes. So first of all, I am here. N and M is the size. I'm calculating the size of first linked list, and for M, I'm calculating the size of second linked list. So this is the
Okay.
code for size simple size. Now I have take two pointer. First is current one, and second is current two. Current one is pointing to the head one, and current is pointing to the second pointer, right? So if n is greater than m, then we have to reduce n. So we have to increase this current one, so I'm doing current
Okay.
equal to current of next, and I'm reducing n minus minus. And if m is greater than n, then we have to reduce m. So I'm doing current two equals to current of next, and I'm doing the n. And after this, if else, yeah, we can say that after this if else, n and m is equal. So after
Okay.
that, I'm doing um, traversal from where
Your voice is breaking
from
at this
both
point.
the end and check the value is equal or not.
Okay. Okay. So you're just traversing from that and you're checking that the value is equal or not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm able to hear you at this point. Sometimes your voice is breaking.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine.
Uh,
Your
I think
network is
might be
breaking
some issue.
sometimes.
Oh, can you pass the hands-free? Pass the hands-free. Yeah. Second, sir.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. If you want, you can stop your camera yourself.
Hello.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Uh, you are not audible, sir, from my side.
Okay.
You are not audible.
So, so, okay. So quickly tell me if the problem is from my side or his. Okay. So Kashyap, are you able to hear me now? The problem is from whose side? Mine or Kashyap? Okay. Okay. So let's quickly wait. Mic is going. Okay. Let's just see if we can fix this or not. This happens. Okay, Kashyap, Kashyap, let's see. All the best, Kashyap. You were going good. Okay, okay. Let's see. He was going at a good pace, and he had a lot of confidence over him. He didn't took time to think. Let us see that if he comes back, it would be a very adventurous one because he seems to be a player over DSA.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me, Kashyap?
Uh, your voice is not audible to me. I don't know.
Okay, okay. Okay, then, okay. That is fine. Okay, let me text him. Okay. So fair enough how you're getting internships at GeeksforGeeks. I didn't got an internships. I was initially in a part-time role. Then I gave exam, and then I was promoted. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so one last try, and let's leave this then. Kashyap, are you able to hear me? Which platform is especially from non-IT background? It depends. Okay, fair enough. So Kashyap is gone by this time. He was a kind of player, not a candidate. So he seemed like a player. It I thought that it would be fun interviewing him, but due to technical issues, his mic went wrong. His voice was echoing, so he had to leave this. So can't help it. So I would still wait for 1 minute. So this is an ask me anything session. You can ask me whatever you want for the next 1 minute, and then we would end the stream. Fair enough. So I would quickly change it to ask me anything session, and then I will end this. Kashyap,
Yeah,
are you able to hear me?
yeah, yes, sir. Sorry for the interrupt.
Okay, fair enough. So let's start again. Okay,
Yeah,
so ask me anything is cancelled. Please share your screen.
yeah, okay.
I was missing you, brother. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so the first question is done. Let's move to the very next question. The next
Yeah,
question is you are given a grid of dimension n cross m where each
uh,
cell have values 0, 1, and 2. Am I clear till this point or not? You are given a
yeah, yes,
grid of dimension n cross m and each cell has values zeros, 1, and 2.
yeah,
Where 0 represents an empty cell, 1 represents fresh orange, and 2 represents rotten orange. So am I clear with
yeah,
the situation or not? Let me paste it here.
uh,
So this is the question. We are given a grid of dimension n cross n, where each cell in the grid can have the value 0, 1, and 2, which have the meaning like empty, fresh, and rotten. Fair enough?
yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So now we need to determine what is the minimum time required to rot all the orange, or if it is possible or not. Suppose it
Okay,
might not be possible that we can't rot all the orange, because if we don't have a connection, we can't rot all the orange. If they
yeah,
have attachment between them, then only we can rot it.
yeah,
And from a particular index I and j, okay, from a particular index I and j, we can move to left, right, up, and down in 1 unit time.
okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So now take your time and let me know.
Okay. Okay, so suppose like I have n is equals to 3 and m is equals to 3 and have a grid like 1 0, then 2, then 1 1 1, and have 2 0 and 1. So I have to return a matrix that contains the I have to return minimum time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So in this case, like if we have to route this orange, then we need two steps. So like from here and here. So for
yeah.
this orange, we need one step. Like yeah, it's just adjacent to this one. So for this one also we need two step, either via this path or either via this path.
Hmm.
Okay. For this it is one and this. So answer is in this case answer is two, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you want one more test case? Like for see, this is the empty cell, 0 is the empty cell, and 1
Yeah.
is the fresh orange. So I would just open the test case. I would quickly explain it to the audience also. So I would just make it big, okay?
Yeah.
I hope it's fine with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. So from this 1, so from this 0, that is on 0 cross 1, from this 0, I can rot the orange. Okay, so from this is an empty cell, I can't do anything. So 2 is the
Yeah.
rotten orange, that is 0 2. Okay, so 2 can rot the orange on this position, that is 1 2, and then it can rot this orange this, and this 2 would rot the orange, that is 2 0 would rot the orange of 1 0
Yeah.
in 1 unit time.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And this 1 0, this 1 0 2, 0 2 would rot the orange of this 1 2, as well as in the next unit time it would rot the orange of 2 2. Are you clear with this?
Yeah. Yes.
That is why, that's why the answer to this is 2 itself.
Okay.
Okay, now tell me that how to solve this problem.
Yeah. So first talk about brute force approach. So in brute force, what we can do is that we can store the indexes of two, right? So
Okay.
suppose in this case, at uh, I am considering one base index, so it's 1 comma 3 has two value, and
Okay.
uh, 3 comma 1 has two value, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so what I have to do is that I have to traverse all of the grid, and if element is 1, then I have to find the adjacent 2. So I have to find these two, right? uh, okay, like yeah, there are empty cells as well, so we cannot do simple traversal.
So see, there is one more thing
Yeah.
that needs to be told.
Yeah.
Suppose there is a fresh orange that is there, and there is a rotten orange. So
Yeah.
after this rotten orange has rot this fresh orange, then this orange, the recent one, which is rot now, would
Yeah.
also start rotting other orange.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I make sense?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
So like if we don't have empty cells, then this will work, but if we here we have empty cell as well, so I would say like for each one I call BFS, and I will find the minimum distance of 2.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
this cell it's 2, right? So either I from this position or also only. For this cell it's 1 from this position. For this cell it's 2 from this position or this position. So I can do this to find the I can do BFS on each cell containing 1 to find the minimum distance of 2 from that cell. So it time complexity of that would be like it if it is has n into m, then I have to traverse whole the grid,
Mhm.
and time complexity would be order of n square into m square, because in worst case time complexity would be order of n square into n square, because so suppose I have a 1 at all the places n into m, and I have to traverse for each one, and I have to do BFS. So it will take
Okay.
order of n into n time, and for each one I have to do the same operation. So it will take order of n square into m square time complexity. So
Yeah.
yeah, can we do better in this case? So if you try to optimize this one, so what I will do, I will take one queue and insert all the position of the cell where it contains 2. So suppose I have insert this one, 1 and 3, and then a
Mhm.
3 and 1, right? So and now what I will do is that I will check for this. I will take first position. So I will take 1 and 3. I will take 1 and 3, right? So now I will check this position in this case. So it's I minus 1j. So this one it's 0 comma 2, which is not possible because we considered 0 1 base index. So this is not possible. So we can ignore. Uh, and similarly, if we take about 2 comma 3, right? So I will check whether it contains 1 or not. It has a value 1 or not. So it has values, then I will insert in the queue. So it's simple BFS type of thing. So and I will store this value as uh, I can store another value like it's 0 and it's 0. So distance of itself. So I can store another value here.
Mm.
It's a 1 because I am considering uh, one step ahead, so it should be 1, and it should be 1. And I will store if it has 2 comma 3 has 1 on that particular grade, then I can say that distance is 1. So for 2 comma 3 I update the distance, and I can take another vector visited grid. So
Mm.
like suppose I am here and I have visited this 1 comma 3, and now I am going to 2 comma 3. So for repetition purpose we have to take visited, so that if cell is not visited yet, then only then we have to move to that cell. So
Okay.
in this case, 2 and 3 is not visible. So 2 we visited. So yeah, we can push that in the queue. So I will push into the queue. So it will become 2 comma 3 comma 1. And now what I will do, yeah. So it has more cases as well. So for this quest, so if I take about 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2 comma 1. So I am considering I comma j minus 1 for 1
Okay.
comma 3. So it's
It's
1 comma 2.
understood that from
Yeah,
each point, you would start doing a DFS and you
yeah,
would use a visited array so that you don't encounter repetition. This is what you would
yeah,
be doing?
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So now, so what would be the time complexity now?
Yeah, so now time complexity is order of n into m, and space complexity is order of n into m as well.
Okay.
Because you have kept the visited array, right? So you are not repeating particular index at most.
Okay. So there was a
Order.
small optimization and there was a kind of backtracking in your explanation. So can you please sum up the your explanation again in a concise manner? Just what you would be doing.
Yeah, so I will push all the element first of that contains 2. After that
Okay.
I will move
All
adjacent,
the
and yeah,
elements or the index.
yeah, index, yeah, position of that
Okay.
particular index. So I will put all the element in the queue first of all, and then one by one I pop up one element, and I will check if I will check this 4 possibility, I minus 1j, I plus
Mhm.
1j, and this 4 possibility, and I will check if it is a valid one, and it is not visited, and that cell contain value 1. Then and only then
Okay.
I'm going to push that into queue. So and I'm going to pop up that one, and I'm going to push that 4 value which satisfy that condition.
Okay. Fair enough. So let's proceed with the implementation.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I have pasted you link. Sorry, just let me make it blank. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Can I start?
yeah, you can start. Okay, as the implementation would be a little bit large, so I would just name it as G. Okay, it's fine with you?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, made it G. So did Kashyap will join GFG if he cracked this interview? No, because this is a mock interview given by Geeks for Geeks, so that you get to know what are your strengths as well as what is your weakness. Muhammad Arif, okay, Nikita Jan, we will check with real name. Then we can also and then we will check every. Okay, guys, in the intersection we have to take two while loops. One while loop for the first linked list and second for the second linked list. Check three with every element of the second one or it is not okay. No, this won't be this. Okay. Best CV making templates needed. I think there are two CV making templates. One is the column one is the row one. Okay, two columns, one and which platform is good for beginner? Which platform is good for beginners to start coding, especially from non-IT background? I think that it depends on your preference. Like if you want to start off with DSA, then you can start off with Geeks for Geeks. If you want to start off with competitive programming, then you can start off with HackerRank. Okay. How are you getting internships in Geeks for Geeks? Okay, I was not able to reply this because I was reading the text by Kashyap also. So yes, initially I got a part-time role at Geeks for Geeks. Then after that, through the internal hiring, I came across multiple exams, multiple rounds, and then I was offered an internship. Then based on my performance over the internship, I was given an extension. Okay, so using of which algorithm is good. So see, you can say that the best algorithm for graph is Bellman Ford. Why Bellman Ford? Because it calculates the all pair shortest distance. That algorithm is very good, but it entirely depends on the needs, on the time complexity, because it might be a case that one algorithm is solving all your problems. Okay, most of your problems can be solved by using Bellman Ford, but the time complexity of Bellman Ford is absolutely very high. That is VQ. So even it solves all your problems over graphs, most of the problems, like shortest path problem, it can solve, but the time complexity absolutely very high. So which algorithm is good or which algorithm is best? It entirely depends on the permitted time complexity. It entirely depends on the needs. Okay. Any more queries apart from this? With less time complexity. So see, the most less time complexity is BFS. But time complexity BFS big O of n, DFS big O of n. That is also, but it is not the scenario. If there was one and only algorithm, then everyone would be a master of coding. It depends a lot on the choice of algorithm according to the needs. Okay, so the classic old competitive programming style, he is using an array of dx and dy. Fair enough. Okay, not using four if statement, but using a fair enough. Okay, n plus 1, m plus 1, q of pair of pairs, and n. The first one is to store x and y, coordinate x and y. Then we have this. Okay, then he's pushing all the source and marking it as visited, and the distance to reach the source is 0. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I would tell him to explain. Okay, this is the classic old style. Okay. How much time is required as a beginner to be expert in competitive programming? So it entirely depends on your pace, on your capacity, the hard work you are putting in. How many questions will be asked in this mock interview? In this mock interview, it is 8:18. So this is the last question that I would be asking because the implementation for this is a little bit long. And thanks to his competitive programming style that he is not using for if statement. Okay. Till then, I would just explain what is this dx and dy. So this dx and dy is 0 and 1. So if you look closely at the indices, if you're moving on the left hand side, if you're moving on the right hand side, then suppose this is 0, suppose this is 1 1. Then if we move to that size, then it would be 1 2. And if we move up, it would be 0 1. And if we move on this side, then it would be 1 0. So basically the difference lies in either x or y. Either x is getting incremented or either x is getting decremented. Either y is getting incremented or either y is getting decremented. So what he is doing is, instead of doing the x incrementation, y incrementation, decrementation for if statement, what he is doing is to save on time, and to save time on implementing, he has used a dx and dy, so that the first one is using a for loop of 4. The first time dx plus I, that would increment the x by 0, that is the first point. Dx of 0, that is 0. X would remain the same, and y would be incremented by 1 if you look closely. In the next step, again x would remain the same and y would be decremented by 1, and same goes consequently. Am I clear with this or not? I hope I can get as good as this guy at DSA someday. Hmm, you don't need to hope basically. If you work hard, you can do it. Absolutely, this is absolutely achievable. This is not something rocket science or something. This is achievable. If you work hard, if you have practiced a lot of questions, then a variant of that question would be a cakewalk for you. So Kashyap, how many questions you have done? What is
Yeah.
your solve count over all platforms?
Yeah, so I've done. I am not familiar with DSA proper. I'm doing CP. So in DSA, I have done 300 question on Geek4Geeks, and
Okay,
in just I guess 1 month. Yeah. So and
okay.
if we talk about
In code
uh,
forces?
yeah code courses, I have done around 300 to 400 program.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so heard his solve count. He has done more than around 300 to 400 problems.
Yeah.
So, what was your initial experience when you started solving the problems of code forces? What was your
Yeah. So
initial feeling?
it was quite hard for all of the I am not aware about code forces. I was doing hacker rank. So after I heard about that code forces, I have doing, but I have doing this thing, but yeah, it's quite hard in starting, but yeah, you will manage. Even if sometimes I am not able to solve C, so it's a thing, right? So it's depend on your logic, how you come up with the quick logic and all that stuff.
So, first time. So, the first question. So, suppose you are doing good on hacker run, then you shifted to
Yeah,
code forces, and then you solved the first question. I
yeah,
think what was my first question was that even an odd problem that you need to give it a half on. That
yeah.
was my first problem. That has the most solve count. So what was your experience on the first problem?
Yeah, so like I'm not remember that first question I have solved in on code forces, but yeah, I think I got disappointed at that time because like I was doing hacker rank for 2 or 3 months, and after switching the platform I am not able to do a single question, so
Yeah,
in some
absolutely.
contest. So yeah, it's but like I kept myself motivated by saying that yeah, you will do better and better one day. So
Damn true.
yeah.
Okay, so you are done.
Yeah, I think I'm done by the.
Okay, fair enough. Can you explain line by line? I won't be telling you to submit this because okay. Do you want to submit? You can ignore
Yeah,
this because your logic is. You want to submit?
yeah. So no, it's okay. I have done this question before, so on GeeksforGeeks.
Okay, so I won't be telling you to submit this because it might be the case that there might be semantic errors, and the
Yeah,
code is very long, so it might take you some time to debug.
sometime. Yeah,
So okay, so can you explain line by line your logic that
yeah.
why you are doing this, why you are doing that?
So I can explain. So,
Okay, his voice is stuck. Kashyap, your voice is stuck at the
here I
moment.
text size n is row and m is number. It all. So
Yeah, now you are clear. Okay, yeah, go on.
yeah. So I have kept it. So initially, all the element is not visited yet, and I have take one queue for the BFS purpose, and I am first. I will insert those element whose value is 2. So I am inserting. So this should be I plus 1. I am considering one base index. So like yeah. So I have I have inserted all the element that is value 2, and I mark that index as 1. Yeah, it's visited, and its distance to itself is 0. So I this is for distance. So first pair is for coordinate, and second for is distance. So yeah, its distance is 0, and I kept one distance also,
Okay,
distance array for
okay,
those element whose value is 1. So yeah, you have explained this thing. So like
okay.
it's 0 and 1, 0 and minus 1, 1 and 0, minus 1 and 0. So this four
Yeah,
possibility is
it's
possible.
simple.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I will here I am doing BFS. So while q has some element present in it, I will take first element and this first pair, and I'm doing x and storing those value. So x and y, and then distance of that particular index, and I'm popping that element, and after that I'm doing for operation for
okay.
this one is
Kashyap,
valid for
can
1
you
to n.
unshare? Okay, so Kashyap, you can unshare your screen because the screen sharing is taking up your bandwidth, and your voice is breaking.
Okay.
Or you can, okay. So yeah, now you can now share your screen again. It so you don't know why this is happening.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so now
Yeah.
as Kashyap has explained, can you quickly go to the code back again? So now
Yeah. Yes, sir.
there is a small error that you are making, okay, and that would
Okay.
make the code all wrong. The small mistake you are making is that you are taking the minimum distance to
Yeah.
for rotting particular orange, but you
Oh,
need
it
to
should be
take
maximum. Yeah.
maximum.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
It should be maximum. Yeah.
okay, it should
Sorry
be
for that.
maximum
Yeah.
because see, you need to rot all the orange. Suppose I have,
Yeah.
so why do we need to see the maximum? Let me explain it to the audience. Suppose I and Kashyap were told, suppose me and Kashyap are brothers, and our parents told that do this homework and tell me the time frame, minimum time frame in which you both would complete. This is what is being asked, where every orange would draw. So Kashyap told that yes, he would take around 3 hours. I told that I would take around 4 hours. So the minimum time that we would give to our parent is would be 4 hours. That would be the
4 hours.
maximum, because the
Yeah.
maximum time would be the time where we both would be completed. Because in 3 hours only Kashyap would be able to do his homework. I won't be able to do his. I won't be able to do the homework. This is the point where we need the maximum. Now you can unshare your
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Fair enough. So just a sec. I would quickly edit the. So I would give the feedback and then I would reply to the comments. Okay. Now talking about the feedback. So if you talk about the feedback, so initially, when you started off with the project explanation, you can start off directly without mentioning the tech stack. You didn't explain your project. You just mentioned the tech stack and then you moved forward. But if you are going to explain your project, you can just say that yes, I made a project which solves this issue or which is based upon this or that, and then you can mention the tech stack that you are working upon. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
This is a small modification that you can add. Now moving forward. So now when a question was given, when the first problem was given to you quickly came up with a solution, and that was truly commendable, and it speaks that you are quite confident about your DSA skills. And yes, you it seems that yes, yeah, I'm a player. I would quickly back this up. But see, this is not a competitive programming. In competitive programming, we have an issue that if we don't submit it at the very, there is a queue, there is a rush going on. That if I am not able to submit it very first, I won't be able to
Yeah.
gain. I won't be able to top the
Yes.
leaderboard. But this is not the scenario in an interview. Why this is not the scenario? I would tell you why this scenario, why this attitude of yours is turning into a mistake. When you started off with the brute force approach, without even analyzing, you quickly gave up the brute force approach.
Yeah.
But that turned out that you had to modify the brute force approach in between your explanation.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And this happened in both the questions.
Good question. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
This was a small modification that you can first take your time. You can analyze that yes, this brute force is working fine on me. So in the interview, it's all about the impression. Okay, you need to say that yes, I am good. But if you are making mistakes in between, you are not good. It seems that you are playing it, you are rushing it. But this
Yeah.
rushing is coming from competitive programming. it You have that habit that yes, I need to implement it fast, I need to submit this fast. You have a long
Yeah.
template going on.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, I understand this completely. So fair enough. So this is the point where you can do this. Now when you are implementing this, okay, this was a mock interview, and yes, I can read the comments and I can keep the clock going. Okay, but see, the interviewer would be sitting and staring at you. So you can
Yeah.
take your time in the implementation. Instead of implementing it in 2 minutes, you can take your time in implementation and you can implement it in 3 to 4 minutes instead of doing that. And then after writing one line, you can say that yes, this dx and dy is for traversing all the four distance, and this would save me on the if else statement.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
this all things,
Yes.
like while you are implementing, you can just convey it
Yeah.
so that the interviewer can keep reading it, can find mistake. Because first you would explain your approach to the interviewer, then he would also take time. Well, it might be a
Yeah.
case that he's an
Yes, sir.
international grandmaster, but he would take time to read your solution. First you would explain approach and he would take time. Okay, that is why you can just explain your approach till you are going moving forward. Okay,
Yeah.
what
Yes,
is
sir.
going in your mind, just convey him. Okay, other than that, you are pretty good with DSA. Trust me, you are pretty good with DSA. You have an absolute confidence that yes, I can back this up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank
just slow up your
you,
pace a
sir.
little bit, and just see. If you just think before you speak, you would be an absolute perfectionist. I hope you understand.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now
I got
there
it.
are a lot of comments going on, uh, go for competitive programming. I would reply one, you would reply one. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
So how much? Okay. So you reply this, that I hope I can get as good as this guy at DSA someday. What's your take on this?
Yeah, definitely. Like, if
How
you
can he get me?
it's all about hard work, right? So you have to do daily 20 to 30 question as much as you can. I'm not saying that you have to do, yeah, you can start from 5 question per day, and you have to consistent, right? You have to do consistently that thing. So not that like I have done 30 question today, and for next 2 days I am not solving that any of this question. So nah, not type of that. You can do day by day, and yeah, you have to do consistently that thing.
Okay. So now the next question, I would answer it. So can you tell
Yeah,
me, is 1 year enough to be good at competitive programming? So I started off in code forces. In the second year, I was into hacker rank or something. Then I shifted to code forces. So initially, had I faced a lot of problems, but as Kashyap also did, I was doing the same. I didn't target 20 to 30 to 40 problems, but what I did was I took up a set of five problems. I took up a set of five problems, and then in 15 minutes, I would try it for 45 minutes. Initially, I gave up a time of 45 minutes. Now I gave a time of frame of 15 minutes. So initially, I gave 45 minutes that I would think about this. Next 15 minutes, I would just read the first line and then I would move forward. And the whole day, I was doing competitive programming. So if you are doing competitive programming at full space, and you're only focusing on that, solely focus is CP and CP, nothing else, okay, then 1 year is enough to be good like this. So why you are not able to do coding after hacker rank? So Kashyap told this, I would tell you my take over this. So see, when you are doing hacker rank, it is quite true that yes, that is focusing on getting you good, okay, getting your basics right. But when you jump into code forces, you come across some more things, like yes, there are constructive problems which were not on hacker rank that much. And constructive problems initially, that bothers us a lot, constructive problems and greedy problems. Then we move
yeah,
forward then we move forward to something known as hacking phase. We come across, what is this hacking? We are using unordered map, and that is getting us a TLE. Ever had this, Kashyap?
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same.
Yeah, so many a times I'm using unordered map, got an AC in the context. Next time I am getting no points for this. Why? Because someone has hacked this. Why? Because I have used unordered map. Okay, so these all things does happen, and you need to take care of every small thing in code forces. They take up very a large number of
Yeah,
corner
yeah,
cases. Okay, you need to take up that. Okay,
yeah,
so just DSA is a collection and for loops. No, DSA is a collection of data structures and algorithms, and loops are something, and you need to use the data structure algorithm at it. So, what headphones are you wearing? Look stick. Which one? I think he's asking to Kashyap. Kashyap, tell me, which headphone are you using?
yeah. It's my friends. It is my friend. Both.
Okay, fair enough. So next one is, per day 5 to 7 hours is good to be good at competitive programming. What do you think, Kashyap?
Yeah, absolutely. Like 5 to 7 hours is more than enough, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I too coded for 5 to 7 hours only. I was not a nerd who would be sitting in the laptop the whole day. I too
Yeah,
went go.
same with me.
Okay, so I am a fresher. I want. Can you have do you have any suggestions for me? So get your basics right, then move to data structures and algorithms. You can, if you want to gain confidence over that, if you want adrenaline rush, you can try competitive programming too, and you can keep moving forward. After this point of time, you would know that how can I reach Google. Okay, tips on how to hold cool and calm structures as yours. I would have backed out. Body structures are yours. So you're talking about whom? Me or Kashyap? Let him confirm, and then we would talk about. Okay, so that's it from Kashyap. So I think so. So let us see, sir. What do we do? Okay, the next we have a lot of things. Okay, the comments are coming in. Vedant, quickly tell me. Okay, no, we have a lot of queries. In which language should I code DSA problems? So Kashyap has done a little bit of DSA problems, but I am doing DSA problems for a little bit more amount of time because I am in Geeks for Geeks. Initially, I was a hardcore competitive programmer, so now for the last past few months, I'm doing it. So what if you're coding only DSA problems? Then in Java, Python, and C++, either of them is fine. But if you're coding for competitive programming only, then I think so C++ is a preference. What do you think, Kashyap?
Yeah, yes, sir. C++.
Because the whole community, kind of not whole community, I
Uh,
can say most of the community, 80% of the community relies on
yeah,
C++. Okay, so how do competitive programmers please tell? So I am working as ASP .NET programmer software. So how do I do competitive programmer? Please tell how can I do both? So see, you can. So after I have currently I am taking the batch of CP35 competitive programming in Geeks for Geeks. So there are many working professionals who are doing parallelly competitive programming as well as the jobs. They are placed on international companies, MNCs and all stuff, but they are doing it. So that's fine. Everyone can do it. Just take out your time. Just like you prepare for any other government service, people who are already in TCS can prepare for UPSC in the same way. You can do you can do your software role as well as you can do competitive programming. So what do we do for C? And because my English is not good, please suggest me to good. Okay, don't know how many days it would take to complete. It entirely depends on your digestion power, how much your previous knowledge, then how much time you are getting it. I, okay, I'm a fresher to. Okay, so okay, Kashyap, you can leave this if you're done. I would
yeah,
quickly.
okay.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
think so
okay.
because people kind of it is centric on the courses and stuff. So
Yeah,
that was a great time having
yeah,
with
sir.
you.
Same with me,
So
sir.
okay, so hope all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, that's okay. I'm remembering you. Thank you very much, Kashyap.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, which platform should I start off with? CodeChef, CodeForces, or Lead Code? If you want to do competitive programming, you can start off with Code Forces. If you're starting off with DSA, you can start off with Lead Code because these are the options you gave in. Can I start competitive programming? Yeah, absolutely, you can. The next one, can we? My English is not good. Please suggest me, sir. You can start off with improving your vocabulary by reading competitive programming questions or DSA questions, then seeing the meaning of it in your free time, watch English films, and you would be able to do it. How many days will it take to complete DSA from Geeks for Geeks? It entirely depends on your pace. How much time to figure out approach? What would you say to increase speed? If you want to increase your pace, what you can do is you can keep a timer. Okay, for the first 15 minutes, you can think of it. Suppose you're out of your ideas, then see the first line. Then for the next 15 minutes, think with the respect to first line. Then see the second line after a time interval of half an hour. Then see the third line. After reading four lines, see the whole explanation but not the implementation. Then see the whole implementation after consuming 1 hour, and it would be done. So how can we do longer? Okay, this is done. This is done. I understand. So I understand the concept, but find difficulty in writing the algorithm. What to do? So if you understand the concept, then finding it difficult to writing the algorithm, that means you are low on implementation skill. So you can practice a lot of implementation problems. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Instead of whole hard code work away, if we do select problems around it, is that really enough to explore whole DSA for interview? I don't think so. Okay, that is completely on my personal basis. It might create an issue, it might create a controversy, but according to me, just a set of 1800 to 200 problems won't give you that great exposure. Why? Because I have a solve count of more than 1,000. 700 in code forces alone. My Geeks for Geeks work profile, I have around 300 problems. Personal profile, I have around 300 problems, 100 problems of the lead code. So more solve count. There are endless problems. And that did hacker rank also. So see, so it entire, suppose you're solving a lot of problems, you are seeing every dimension of it, you know that yes, this problems require this, yes, this problems require this. So 180 to 200 problems won't teach you that great dimension of competitive programming, won't show you the true colors of DSA. Okay, like you would be able to see all the basic colors and you would be able to fill the wardrobe, but to be a very good experience thing, like yes, you can see a code and you can do this. Okay, I think 180 to 200 problems is not enough. Of course there might be an exception, of course, but not the case with me. It's absolutely my personal review. I'm not getting into anyone's oppositions. Any YouTube channel for DSA in Python? Yes, there is a Geeks for Geeks YouTube channel for Python. Okay. I have a habit of knowing how to do stuff but unable to copy the logic of the problem itself. What do you think will be better? How much time shall I devote daily basis? So in daily basis, it entirely depends on the time you are. Suppose I was in lockdown, so I was able to devote around 8 hours. So if you are a working professional, you can devote around 2 to 3 hours. If you are a college student, you can devote around 4 to 5 hours. It entirely depends on the lifestyle you process. Okay, how to start problem solving in DSA. If you want to start problem solving in DSA, start off with competitive programming. Okay. So facts I learned Java and only I want to jump in DS, but seeing all the coders solving it, so I find difficulty in understanding it. Yes, absolutely. I was IC student, so I already knew Java. So I started off with Java, but then I saw that everyone is coding in C++. I was having a difficulty, then I had to switch to C++. Same with me. Then that is not an issue. If you are good with any one language, you would be able to switch it in just few. Difference between competitive and dynamic programming. What do you mean by this? Dynamic programming is a topic of data structures and algorithm, and competitive is not a topic. You don't know. So, sir, writing code and notes in notebook plus implementation in computer is good for DSA, or only implementation in computer is enough? It entirely depends. Okay, it entirely depends. Suppose you are doing interview specific problems, then you can write the approach in the notes also. But if you are doing problem solving, then writing the implementation is enough. Any specific topics from data structure which can help to crack the trilogy coding ground? Any specific topics from data structure? Mm, they would be asking hard level questions. That is tomorrow at 12 p.m. to till 2 p.m. if I'm not sure. Okay. It taught me more than what I learned in three. Thanks. This channel has taught me more than what I learned in 3 years of my education. True. I too have learned from Geeks for Geeks. Trust me. Is competitive programming required to crack man? No. Might be it can work as you a boost, but it is not required. There are people who have cracked it very elegantly without competitive programmers, without competitive programming, and there are people with a lot of competitive programming, they have not been able to crack it. Okay, so that is not the scenario. Do I have to jump in C++ in order to solve DSA? My suggestion, you should do that. Can we use C for DSA? Yeah, absolutely. You can do C for DSA. I passed out. I have passed last year and almost, but still I'm jobless. Do you think still it is possible to pursue DSA and crowdsource, or is it late? No, it's not late. Absolutely, it isn't late. So when I started off in my first year, I started off with web development. But when I started off with web development, but after a significant moving over web development, I found out that yes, I need to be good with JavaScript. So if there are competitive programmers around, you would know that you need to be good with JavaScript. And now to be good with JavaScript, you need to have a good programming knowledge. Okay. So see, then I thought that yes, companies are not asking just web development. So what I did was in my second year, in my start of my second year, so I started off with competitive programming. Okay, that is not the scenario. It's never too late until it's done. Okay, it's never too late. Never. You can do this. Absolutely. Okay, if you have skills, okay, the industry would welcome you with open hands. Don't worry. I belong from a tier 3 college, Netaji Subhash Engineering College. Okay, Geeks for Geeks didn't came in my college in my second year. So in my second year, no, none of the companies come to hire us for internship. Not a single company comes at the end of the second year. At the end of the third year, some companies do come. Most of them are service-based companies, but at the end of second year, not even a single company comes. Okay, so if there are skills, you would be able to do it. Okay, can I use JavaScript for DSA? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Many people use it. Not a culture in India, but outside India, there is a culture. How much time does it complete to GRPC? If a person spend 8 hours a day, it won't take more than a month. It won't take. Beginner but lost pace in coding due to another subjects. But where do I resume or start? And you can just start resuming it. You can again restart it with the experience, because see, you are a beginner but you now have experience, so you can quickly do this. So Geeksforg is competitive programming enough to be good at competitive programming. So I took up 2 3 batches in competitive programming. Okay, I was the sole mentor. Okay, so yes, I think it is enough, because most of the important things are covered there. Okay, so I think it is enough. There are so many websites as a beginner for me. Which website should I start? So you can start off with HackerRank. What subject should I prepare in order to crack interviews? Because I've learned C and C++, which DSA, and also please answer to hard work and want to learn. I'm ready to do a hard work. So you can take up the CS fundamentals, like you can get your fundamentals like operating system, DBMS, and then OOPS and all. Okay. So if I'm on bench for a whole year in MNC like TCS, then it would be difficult to switch after 1 year, because we will not have work contribution right to add in this. Sure. A very controversial topic, but still, if this is the scenario, I would say on a personal basis, this is true. I've solved around 200 plus problems on various platforms, but still I'm not ready for interview. Because, see, people have a solve count of over 2000, 3000, but they say that I'm not improving. But see, you should be going outside your comfort zone. Suppose you are able to solve basic problems, then you need to solve the easy problems. You are able to solve easy problems, then you need to solve medium level problems, then you need to solve hard problems. It entirely depends how much you went out of your comfort zone. There are many people who has a solve count less than me, but they are much better than me. It entirely depends. Okay, so you really confused me. I gave months learning Java until I thought I still Java, but after hearing from no, no, you don't need to learn C++ from scratch. Why? Because see, the if statement, while statement, do while statement, everything is same. For loop is the same. So you write system.out.println. Same thing you need to do for system.out.print. That would be just replaced with cout. Okay. So system.out.println for new line, that would be replaced with cout.endl or that n thing. Okay, so you don't need to learn from scratch, just change the syntax and you would be done. Like the binary search in Java and binary search in C++ is same. Array list in Java, vector in C++ is same. Hash map, unordered map or map is same. There is nothing. Okay, just the syntax is different. You don't need to start from scratch. So now you are in fourth year of BTech. No, I am in my third year of BTech, would be going to fourth year. This is my sixth semester. I gave exams. This is some sem break are going on. What would be better way to learn DSA, because coders are too long and tricky. Codes are too long and Better way of learning DSA. It entirely depends on which data structure algorithm you are focusing, because there is I can't say that yes you can use this resource for everything, because for each resource I believe that for each resource there is a king. Like for binary search there is a USACO guide. For learning dynamic programming, Geeks is the king. Okay, the how you kept motivated doing lead code questions. How what kept you keep motivated to lead code questions every day? No, I don't have a solve count of lead code. I have less than 100 solve count of lead code. I have solved around 700 problems on code forces and 300 problems on each of my account, one work profile and one personal profile. So what kept me going was कि one line. Okay, अगर पत्थर पे भी रोज लिखोगे ना तो इसमें भी दाग हो जाता है. One single line. पत्थर पे भी रोज लिखोगे तो दाग हो ही जाएगा. So I kept on going. Someday or the other I would change. No? How long I would remain foolish. Someday or the other people would tell me that yes, you have a significant amount of knowledge. Someday, not today, not tomorrow, but someday it would happen. No? So I just kept it going. I took it as a part of my routine and I kept it going. Okay, so last 7 minutes and I would end this. Okay, last 7 minutes. Okay, we have a lot of doubt going on. So last 7 minutes. Okay, I have solid programming knowledge, but I'm facing difficulty to build logic to solve. You don't need to see logics. Okay, so you don't need to see logics. Think for the first 15 minutes, then see the first line. Think for the next 15 minutes, then see the second line, which has already been told. Can we use collections in Java for technical rounds? Yes, see, you can use STL in C++, you can use collections in Java, but it might be a scenario that the interviewer might tell you that you don't use collection, implement it by yourself. So you should know the implementation of each collection or each STL in Java. Okay, each containers or each thing, algorithms. I know I have learned. So, sir, one more question. I know coding C++ and loops as well. DSA is enough to start. So most of the competitive programmers start by just knowing loops, not even oops, not even DSA. After you have known loops, you can jump off in competitive programming. Loop and syntax is enough to jump into competitive programming. I'm doing EE in, so it's not how to switch other company if I'm currently on a bench. If I'm currently on bench in current company, you need to work hard. On the weekends, you need to take up courses. On the weekends, you need to grind after coming from office. If you think that yes, I need to sleep, you need to again start grinding it. Okay. No, it is controversial because some people because see work is worship. Because see, if I'm working, so it's my thinking that if I'm working at TCS, it is so what I think. Even I'm working for a small company which won't add any values, but if I'm working for that company, I should think that yes, this is feeding me. Okay, ये मेरा अन्नदाता है and ये अच्छा है because it is feeding me. Okay, so you can't tell that a company is wrong or right or good or bad. If it's feeding you, it's best because it is feeding you. It's feeding your family, it's feeding your needs. Then it is best. So it is controversial because for some people who is giving his night and day, who is grinding day and night in TCS, this thing is not true. Okay, so this is controversial. For your perspective, that might be not. For my perspective, it is not. For someone who is giving his day and night, or for someone who is respecting that company a lot, that yes, this company is feeding me and my family, then that would be a controversy for me. That won't be, that is a negative for him. Okay. Does backlog affects placement? Yes, in many forms. I have seen that they tell you that if you have no backlogs, then only you can apply. Third year and GFG, cool. No, I started off in my second year. I have completed by 1 year, more than 1 year in GXP, in Geeks for Geeks. This is my 13th month in Geeks for Geeks. 13th month. 1 year, 1 month. And I apply as a fresh and product based companies. Yeah, absolutely. PHP still live? Yes, it is. Sir, I'm a student. I don't know about coding, but I want to learn coding. This is already told. Okay, I won't take repetitive question. Okay, so Asad does product by his degree like BC or BTech because they're pursuing bigger thing and on BSA. Is it true? Not entirely true, because most of the companies in present era, they think that skills are most important. Okay, you're most welcome, Ankur. What will be your expectation about your what will be your expectation about your first job? Like you dream to be joining in Google or Microsoft? No, I don't dream to be in Google or Microsoft. I as of now, I have the energy to grind day and night. Okay, I have the energy. I enjoy life to my fullest. I hit the gym. I go on rides. I enjoy my life. I work my ass off. So as of now, I don't dream to be in Google or Microsoft. As of now, in future, I dream to be. Okay, but as of now, I just want to grind in a very small company. Want to gain knowledge out of it. So as of now, I just want to grind a lot. Okay, have a basic life, have a basic and a simple life where I can enjoy to my fullest. Okay, yes, I can enjoy in Google or Microsoft also. It's not, but still, I like to. As of now, I want a basic life where I would be getting uh, a little more than my needs, where I can satisfy my family needs. I'm doing it as of now. So I just want a good company, not a very good, not a very basic, but a good company as of now. I want to grind as of now. Would be seeing what are my future goals. Coding is necessary for front end developer. Yes, coding is necessary because for front end development you need JavaScript. For JavaScript you need. Okay. So can I learn DSA in Python for getting job? Yeah, absolutely. You can learn DSA. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you. Questions are coming in. So if you think that yes, these questions are important, and if you think that I should add this Ask Me Anything session, or if you think that at least one query, at least a single query, you found it insightful, or you think that yes, I should be appreciated a little bit, so what you can do is you can just comment that yes, this was it. Okay, thanks a lot. You can just comment a simple thank you, or you can just say what was your feedback. Just give your feedback. I'm open to criticism, positive criticism, negative criticism, be it anything. Okay, I'm open to it. Okay, but no harsh language or something. Just tell me where I'm going wrong and I can do it. Harshit Gupta, yes, I am in college. I'm currently in Netaji Subhash Engineering College in my completed my sixth sem. So you can just do this, like the video, share this if you think that yes, it should be. Yes, Harshit, you don't need to spam. I'm currently in college. Best software for web design. Don't know. Most welcome, Ayush Sharma. So okay, so yes, thanks a lot. But please say this in the comment. I would be ending the stream. Thanks a lot, everyone. Please, thanks a lot. So if you can, so people who are thanking me here, can you please thank me in the comment section so that other people would know that yes, this video is insightful. Thanks a lot.